get them up here and let them tell their story, hey?
I think that's a great idea.
All right. Well, we're going to start with the boys. So, Jayden and Murray, would you guys come up here? Let's give them a big round of applause. Got microphones? Guys, can I have some microphones, please? 2 microphones.
I knew that I would not. So good, so good.
Put you in the middle. We can get you guys some microphones. I need 2. Ah, there we go. So, guys, you pair probably put in the most effort to become part of the property games.
Yes.
I announced this at Fast Profits and Extreme, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
18 months ago. And I had a room full of people. And that stage, I only wanted a boy to go against Samantha, right? So I said, bring me your little boys. But of course, you know what I was talking about. I got flooded with applications and whatever, and then the next day I sort of said, bring me your little girls and your little boys, because we can't pick from this, so we expanded it out. And these pair were at the event with their parents. And honestly, I got bombarded, I got bribed, I got cuddled, I got notes handed to me in secret handshakes.
And it worked too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
And his line, I'm a boner.
I am a boner. I used to work in an abattoir. It was quite the title, ups and downs.
And you're a slicer.
Yeah, I'm a slicer.
You're a slicer.
Right.
Was.
So where you guys started, we talked about the fact that you grew up in Tamworth.
Yep.
With your mum and dad. This doesn't look like Tamworth.
We also like the holiday.
To Canada and Fiji or something, or.
Yep.
Yeah, Cambodia.
Bit of a larrikins, I see.
Yeah, we've being like such close in age, we've pretty much been best friends our whole lives. We've done everything together, lived together, worked together, school together, sport together, and it's sort of continuing into adult life.
But you're a very close-knit family with you and your parents as well.
Yeah, we sort of have to tag them along too. So as you can see, we dragged them on our holidays. They weren't too happy about it, but someone had to do it.
So this is your farm down in Tamworth?
Yeah, it's just outside Tamworth in a small place called Atunga. Mm-hmm. We have 160 acres there, and it's more like a hobby farm.
So how many horses you got there?
We've only got about 12 now. We used to have about 27, but the drought struck the area pretty bad. We didn't have enough food for all the horses, so we ended up having to get rid of quite a few.
Okay. And your mum does a bit of equine therapy with people as well, doesn't she?
That she does, yeah. So working with kids with disabilities or kids who've had issues with families and trust issues, and horses are a great way to actually bring those issues out. And Mum loves it and uses our horses for just that.
So this is where we got started. This was at the event where I got bribed profusely to be in there. And, I'm looking for one person, and I end up with these parents. So, well, you can't split us. You've got to take both of us. So we took both of you as one team.
That's
okay?
correct.
So whatever happens, if you guys win, you've got to split between one prize.
Yeah, we've been doing that our whole life anyway, so we share.
One of the conditions was that you had to move to Brizzy. That's
correct. Obviously, Tamworth's not easiest to get into contact with people because it's about 7 hours drive. So Dean was like, if you can get to the area, do that. So we ended up getting a transfer from the abattoir in Tamworth. Within 2 weeks, we'd got that all sorted, found a place to live, and moved up.
Okay. So the start of the journey, there was a bit of research, some reading. I sent you a book every month to read. How'd you go with that?
It wasn't too bad to start.
Right.
We got busier and it got harder and harder.
To keep up with
reading was not the strongest of our strengths, really.
Yeah?
We are still behind.
And Kevin says you got to do vlogs.
I did. How did that go?
At the start, it was a bit hard, doing one maybe every 2 weeks, and
There wasn't much happening really,
Yeah.
so we just didn't know what to do.
yeah,
Did we
and
chat about that
we did.
a lot?
Yeah, and then as of the last couple of months, we've been doing probably 3 a week, so
Yeah.
we've made up for it.
Big finish.
Yeah.
Finishing strong.
So the games began. We had the Super Conference back in 2015, which was 18 months ago now, and we brought all you kids together, and there was a lot of mucking around and playing up and putting you on stage and all of these kind of things. There was a lot of training events because part of it was that they had to attend all of our events. So all of Kevin's, all of my events, you had to come to everything and sit there and learn.
They wanted us to kill each other literally, but we couldn't do it. We all became friends. It's really weird.
There was lots of mucking around. This was one where you went on a bus trip with Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's a 3-day event now, so we saw all his projects that he had on the go and his small smarter home. It's fantastic to see, so whoever hasn't been there, go to it.
And we decided to take a nap in his bed.
Is that Kevin's bed, is it? Now, obviously, the importance here is because you guys started with debts, didn't you? Tell us about your debts.
Well, because we liked holidays, we got a few loans out, and I think, and motorbikes. We got a few motorbikes too. So.
But that was actually because we originally started Dipner's courses before property games, and we didn't have motorbikes then. And then we did, and Dipner was not too impressed. Anyways,
So-
she said to sell them, but nah.
So all up, I think we're about 60 grand in debt at the moment.
Yeah.
So, can you believe this? You got 2 young kids, they're working at the abattoir. You know, they got wages, they're okay on wages and things like that. And the bank gives them a $30,000 loan each, unsecured, for crap. For holidays, for motorbikes, for crap.
It was worth it at the time.
And all we asked was that they come to us with no debt.
Yes, they all had debt except for Samantha, I think, didn't they? Oh, maybe Naomi didn't.
Yeah.
So the important thing here was to put a team together, yeah?
Correct. Your team's going to be your biggest asset. When we joined the group, we had no team. So Kevin and Dipner said, meet people, network, make your team, and that's exactly what we did.
So you got a JV partner for your first deal.
Yep.
That was part of that team building exercise. So what did you find?
We
Or
found
what did Kevin find?
Kevin.
No, you didn't find this one, did you?
No.
Your mum found it.
Yeah, we were, Mum and Dad were actually in contact with an agent in Tamworth about a commercial deal that didn't go ahead, and we just asked if they had anything that would suit us, just to send it our way, and the next day he sent us this one. So it's the worst house in the best street.
And it was going to auction on the Saturday. We got Dad to check it out from a building perspective. Obviously, we're not tradies. We have no idea what any sort of cost would be. So we went and checked it out and said it looked good, sent through some figures, and then we did a little FISO. It looked all right from the get-go, so we decided to go ahead.
So your mum really won out in the end anyway. I took her 2 boys away, moved them to Brisbane so that they could do everything and go to all the events and whatever else. And she said, no, I'm not having my boys up there. I want a deal in Tamworth so that they can all move back. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
She can't keep us away.
Boomerang children.
Sorry?
Boomerang children.
Boomerang children, is that what you are?
Yeah.
So I think we've gone through that. Dad's a bit of a builder there, is going to help you out on it as well. Mum found the deal. Research like there's no tomorrow. Dragged Kevin and I down there, freezing cold, to go and look at this thing.
It was a beautiful day.
We had organised sheets from the time we got off this little tiny plane. You're going to do this, and you're going to meet this person, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. Mum had it all organised, didn't she?
That she did.
And interesting, we get into this picture here, and the agent next to the sign there, Richie, I've been a personal friend of his for 30 years, and Dipner sees him and says, "What's with the doppelgangers?" and I said,
It's true, look at him there.
I said, "We're all like that."
You came from the same mould.
Same mold, men in black.
So you bought this place for $390?
That's correct.
You had the JV partner lined up,
Yes.
and the idea is we're going to sell it, right?
Yep.
Look how cold it is. Look at me there all rugged up. It's freezing in this place.
It was about 20 degrees.
We actually
cold.
We did actually lose
colder
it.
than that.
We
And
did
this
lose
cost,
it.
This cost you a boot camp because you got so sick.
I did.
You
I
couldn't-
couldn't do the next boot camp.
You
That's
couldn't?
how cold it was.
And we did lose you at one point, and I turned around and she's in the middle of the road in the sun.
So it's got good bones. It's to explain the house to us.
Yeah, so it did have good bones. Structurally, it was really quite well built. Double brick. However, the render on those bricks was it left something to be desired. It was one of those places where you walk in, you're like, oh, it doesn't look too bad, and then you start opening up, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse, and that's what we had to deal with.
So there's some pictures of it. That's once you actually started to get into it. So the first thing, obviously, was to demolish.
Yeah.
I would imagine you pair would be pretty good at that.
We got very good very fast. A couple of sledgehammers here and there.
Putting it back together is a different story.
Yeah, it is. Especially being an old house, things aren't always square. So making rooms work, especially the rooms like your bathrooms and your kitchens where you've got tiles and things that have to be square, that did create some issues where we had to then realign those rooms.
So what are some of the interesting things you found in this 100-year-old house?
Ghosts.
Yeah, there's an old pair of shoes. Apparently it's for good luck to throw a pair of shoes under the house when it's being built.
Really?
Apparently so. That's what
Did
they
you
are.
keep them under there?
We have them out, but we're going to put them back under
think you should put
before
them
we
back.
sell them. Yeah, so they're actually still at the
The
house
ghost
now.
wants them back.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We were expecting to find some bones in there or something too, but we were happy
Old
with the
bottles
shoes.
and a car, and what's that thing down the bottom?
It's an old film reel.
Oh, it's a film reel.
Yeah. Tried to read it, but it was a bit out of the way. So
So then the process becomes put it back together. Bit of prep work, obviously.
yeah.
Let's put it back together. Now, how long did this take you to put it all back together?
We ended up moving back from Brisbane to Tamworth in about July, and so we were pretty much flat strapped from July till we should be finished by the end of next week.
You actually tried to sell it, didn't you, last weekend or something?
Yeah, we wanted to go to auction before this event to try and sell it, but as it wasn't finished, we ended up not really wanting to.
Yeah.
And we were actually very happy with that the auction was passed in, but it did create the interest. We had probably 50 to 60 people in at the auction on site, lots of great feedback, and that's just got the property out there a bit more for sale in the future.
What about the support of the television stations and front page of the newspaper and Anderson Carpets doing things for you and
Yeah, we
roofs
actually,
and
the Tamworth community really got behind us, just a couple of young fellas from the area trying to do something different and get ahead in life, and yeah, we had lots of support from our friends and family, and it was really fantastic.
So there were a few other deals that you looked at along the way, but this was the only one that really kind of came off for you.
Yeah, it was a lot more work than we expected, so we didn't really have a chance to go and look for other deals, like drive around, so we just sort of stuck to the one.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we are
pretty much
glad
full
with
anyway.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So being organised, who was actually organised here? Was it you or Mum?
Mum.
Definitely Mum, yeah.
You saw the spreadsheet at the start.
I did. But you got some pretty good press too. Was this you or Mum?
Mum.
Yep.
So you got the front page of the local paper, the boys from the bush,
Yeah.
Yep.
and varying articles throughout the process as well.
Yeah.
I think we're in the paper about 4 or 5 times, and on the NBN News.
People just love seeing what we were doing, and they wanted to follow the story, so they actually come up asking us, "Oh, could you want to go in the paper?" We're like, "Oh, that'd be fantastic."
So there were some struggles though. What's this about Murray's beard?
Yeah, well, as of last year, I got very stressed and I started to develop some red marks on my face, and that just, confidence hit the ground. So then I had a good, compelling life thing with Kevin and Lisa, and we worked through that, and yeah, I'm working my way back up again.
he looked like Abraham Lincoln on a bad day.
Or Chris Kringle.
And Chris Kringle.
There's pictures to come, so you'll see it.
Let's just talk about that, Kevin, because you and Lisa, Kevin's wife, have been an integral part of keeping their mindset in the right space as well.
Yeah.
And along the way, there's been some ups and downs with all of them. And it's a case of, okay, we need to come in for a little bit of a debrief.
Lisa was very particular with you about why you want to do things, and when you first joined us, you had a real problem with your why, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because you just felt it was all about just doing the thing and being a human doing.
Yep.
Lisa was keeping you there to be. And how did that go for you?
Yeah, it was good. We worked out a lot of issues, and yeah, I think I'm starting to know what I want to do now.
You do?
Sorta.
What about what you want to be?
Yeah. Still working on that one.
Uh-huh. Good.
DA problems?
Yeah, well, our house is in a heritage area, but the house isn't heritage listed, so we still had to go through council on that one.
We were expecting to go through private certify. That's a due diligence issue on our behalf, something we didn't look into, and we did end up having to go through council, and that has put us back a bit of time. Along with that, the rains came, so Tamworth had been in drought for years and years, and we find a renovation deal, and then along comes a month or two of rain.
Especially when we're trying to pour a slab.
Yeah, when you're trying to pour a
work.
slab, it just doesn't work. So we're just it just really put us back.
And when you moved back to Tamworth, you didn't go back into paid employment, did you?
No, we didn't.
You're living with mum and dad?
Because we were in the abattoirs, we were getting nowhere in the abattoirs. We didn't want to be there. When you finish there, you drain mentally, physically. You're just not getting anywhere. So we end up leaving that and then trying to focus just on this. And since leaving, we're different people. We feel better in ourselves. We're healthier. We're happier. So that's fantastic.
And you went over budget?
Just a little bit. Okay, a lot. Yeah, we budgeted 150 for the reno. I think it's what 250.
Yeah, plus 250 plus purchase costs.
Yeah.
It happens with these old houses. You got to be aware of it. That was a great lesson for us. But yeah, it's something you've really got to be aware of.
So what's the learning out of that?
Yeah, don't buy an old house.
No, that's not the learning at all. Old houses are great.
Yeah, no, just, do a lot yourself, or try to.
Yeah, bringing in lots of trades does add up value. We did try to do most of it ourselves, but there are things we couldn't do, obviously not being tradies. Dad was fantastic being a builder. He was teaching us along the way. It did slow the project down, but we wanted to learn all those skills along the way and then be able to do it in the future. But that was a great way of doing it for us, and yeah.
It was more about learning than profit, this one for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you did have some unforeseen things come up with the old building.
Yeah, correct.
But you're going to get that along the way. So there's the beard.
Yep.
It got trimmed.
It did, thanks to Kevin. Get a phone call in the car, shave your beard. Okay.
So tradies and rain, what happened there?
Well, tradies, we had a plasterer booked 3 weeks in advance, and then about 2 weeks before, a week before he was about to come in, we started ringing him to make sure he was still right, and he didn't return our calls, didn't return text messages, and the day he was supposed to come in, he's like, nah, I can't do it anymore. So that threw a spanner in the works, and had to find someone else.
They pretty much pushed back the painter, tiler, electrician, plumber, everyone about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We did end up getting another fella in, and he said, we'll get all this stuff done for you guys.
In a week.
In about a week. It took him...
10 days later.
10 days later, he finally walked out and he goes, I'm not quite finished, but I've got to go to another job now. So we then had to get another plasterer.
So we got some other great fellas came in after hours to help us out.
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of stuff, as I said before, you wanted to learn how to do. Yeah?
Yep.
I can see a lot of your oh no, that's Murray going in there. I thought it was your father being pushed in there.
Yeah, no, I didn't like going under houses. I don't like small spaces like that.
Don't worry, he didn't last long. He was there for 5 minutes, come straight back out.
Yeah.
So what else happened?
Well, we had a really old car which kept breaking down in Brisbane. We got towed by the RACQ about 6 times in a month.
It did mean a few no work days, which we were pretty happy about.
Yeah. So we sort of had to invest in a new car after that because it was costing us too much money. We tried repairing it ourselves, but it wouldn't last long.
Yeah.
So your car blew up, you got no jobs, you're over budget.
Yep.
What happens?
We have no money.
So you're millionaires.
Yeah.
We are.
Then what happens?
Well, our wonderful JV partner Dale helps us out.
Okay, so what did Dale do?
She supported us no matter what. We gave her reason to, we told her what we were doing and our struggles, and she's just supported us 100%.
Yeah, she had faith in the things that we learned from the community, our mentors and coaches, that whatever we do will pay off in the end, and she was happy to back us all the way.
So she backed you for the extra 100K?
Yep.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. So you're into it, you're finishing off. I can see a lot of mum doing work there.
She is always there.
Yeah. She's always on the other side of the camera.
Ah, okay. So there's the old house. It's starting to take shape. You opened up the back, renovated the bedrooms, nailing in all the old nails, etc.
Yep.
New kitchen?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a new kitchen you bought from new?
Yeah, that was a new one, yes.
Yeah, so you had it made locally?
Yep.
Befores and afters from the front? You actually had some help from a designer perspective too, didn't you?
Yeah, that's correct. We wanted to give this house real great street appeal. So we got designers and landscapers in, and it just turned out fantastic. Unfortunately, laying the turf, the days were mid-30s, put it down and she's pretty well dead.
Yeah. But she'll come back.
Now, you're in Tamworth. How does this styling suit Tamworth?
Well, this is actually in East Tamworth, so it's the executive style older part of Tamworth, which we were happy about because we purchased fairly cheap and there's high sale prices in the area.
Okay. So we're starting to come together. You start to see the back. Those plants look a little bit ordinary.
Yeah, hot weather.
Nice warm days.
So we're starting to see some before and afters here. So the left-hand side there is the before and the afters on the other side. You decided not to style it?
Yeah, as we hadn't sanded the floors yet because it was coming too close. If we did, it would have takes 3 days to do. So we'd sand and then polish, and then people can't walk on it, and people coming through on auction day would have wrecked it with their high heels.
Okay. So there's some more befores and afters there with the kitchen and that outside area which you actually made and closed. Few aerial shots there of the finished product. She looks pretty good.
Yep.
Nice product, nice colour. Why'd you put solar on the roof?
Our JV partner Dale, she offered to put on for us, and we gave her business and promotion. So solar works, guys. Talk to Dale.
Okay, so that's her business, so that's why you put the solar on
She
there.
wanted to support us and get her business out there as well.
Okay, very good. So then comes the advertising. Support of the local agent, the Kevin clone.
May not have found him, but I've had only meetings with Richie every second day for an hour at a time, saying a few things here and there. Richie's a wonderful guy, has been the owner of LJ Hooker Tamworth for probably 35 years, and has now legged it overseas. He said, I've had enough of the kiddies. They're all yours. So he left on Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until you told me the day before.
Well, he didn't want to tell you.
So more local press with the things almost finished. I mean, obviously this day forced you to try and put a date on the auction, and you weren't quite finished, and you normally wouldn't do that, and all of those other things. It did get passed in, but where are we at now?
So we've actually, within a week of finishing our project, we've had people coming through. A lady's just walked through just the end of last week. She loves the house. She said she'll come back in when she's finished, and we'll go from there.
So when is she coming back?
As soon as it's finished.
So probably a week and a half or 2
week
weeks.
and a half, yep.
Okay. So there's a good crowd at the auction?
Yep.
Because you've had so much promotion, everybody just came for a look.
Yep.
Yep.
As it works. You had your shirts on?
We did.
So everyone knew who you were, etc. And your JV partner there in the middle?
Yep.
Did you like the attention?
Of course.
Who is she?
So the bottom line, where are we at?
As you can see, purchase $390, renovation costs and purchase $250, return for our JV partner, agent fees and other. Total val $750. We're originally looking at having it about $600, but the anticipated sale we're looking at $850, and that's what we want to get for it.
Okay.
We had some valuations in before the product was finished, and they were mid to high 700s, and that's pre-completion, so we're pretty happy with that.
Okay. So the journey, what would you like to say there?
Well, our personal growth is, pretty big. As you can see, we're on stage now. We're not scared. We're comfortable talking to trades now. Sorry, so we can pretty much do anything we want now.
Yeah, confidence is a big one for us. When it comes to calling people at the start, Muzz especially was like, oh, no. You do it.
I couldn't call anyone, but now I'm always the first to pick up the phone and call someone.
Do you remember Dipner when they came in? They looked like they were playing a soccer game.
Yes.
Yes.
You're never going to let me that down.
It's so funny because in the beginning, Jayden was the one who was texting me, all this sort of stuff. About 6 months ago, I don't hear from Jayden at all. It's Murray. Text me. It's been that complete shift of power, which is very interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see. Even just from being Murray's brother, just seeing that change has been really good, and he's doing well.
Yeah, thank you.
And you got a girlfriend along the way?
No.
Oh, well. Did have.
Did have, yes.
Should have asked you that one before I went on stage, shouldn't I?
That's okay.
Okay, so hindsight's a wonderful thing. What's come out of hindsight?
Too many unknowns in the old house.
Do you think that's just experience?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Especially, first project, we didn't know what to expect really, and I'm sure many of you have been through this or are about to go through this. It does happen. You're going to learn. We feel like completely different people to them when we bought this property.
So many new skills, rendering, framing up housing. So Dad taught us all along the way.
Yeah, we were so happy just to take it slower and learn, because that's what is going to get us through the rest of our deals.
So there's the team there, the mum and dad and your JV partner Dale and the pair of you. That must be nearly finished there on the steps.
Yeah, that was actually that was just after the auction.
Okay.
Yeah, so the front was looking fantastic. It was just a few little bits and bobs inside.
Okay. So you're finishing off. Now, Mum was a big help.
Yes.
Hang on. Dad was a big help first.
He was.
He was, yep.
So he taught us pretty much everything we've done to date, and we're very thankful for him. He's sitting right over here with my mother.
Give us a wave.
I would like to wave.
Also, your dad's down to his last belt hole. So
Yes.
Oh no! He had to put some more in.
Yeah, he had to put some more in.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's been in an exceptional weight loss program.
Well, he was doing consultancy for 10 years now, so he hadn't picked up any tools until our project. So it pretty much killed him.
He's been swearing our name for a long time now.
And your mum helped out with everything too.
Yeah, so Mum was more the organiser, which was fantastic. It meant that we could get into the project and work hard and get things done, and she kept us fed. And that was very, very good.
So pay it forward.
This is something that Dipner and obviously the entire community loves to do, and it's just something that makes you feel good and feel like you're giving back to the community. We met a young man named Jake, and he set up this community, One Step, One Life, and he's getting education back into the Cambodian people. So we've actually already done a trip over there, taking supplies and whatnot, and we want to, with our profits, go back over, help build schools and get these kids going.
So where to now? What does your life look like now?
There's no Avatar, that's for sure.
Yeah, we want to continue with property. This one's been a massive learning curve for us, and we want to get in and try new things as well. Subdivisions, more renos, and...
I really love Ian's high-res work that he's been putting together, so I'd love to see what we can find in our area that we can do that, and I want to learn a bit more about those things.
So how are you going to fund that?
We're going to have time to go around and look for houses now, and the biggest thing for us is agents. We love talking to agents and finding out their knowledge, things that they've seen, and that's where we're going to go.
And have you got some JV partners and things like that might be wanting to back you now from the Tamworth support and things like that?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. So you see yourselves doing property full-time now?
It will be full-time, but then again, it's not our passion. It'll be a sort of a side thing that lets us do what we want to do.
Which is?
For myself, it's health and fitness and travel.
Yeah, and I want to start an animal sanctuary to rescue abused animals. Yeah, so animals are my passion.
Now, you're going to need some income just to keep things ticking along.
Yeah.
Where's that going to come from?
We've already been offered jobs from the trades on our site.
Okay.
They see what we were doing and how hard we work, and they're like, "Oh, are you interested in getting trades or anything like that?" I was like, "Oh, I'll see how we go."
So there's always stuff you can pick up along the way.
Always things you can find.
So what would you like to say to everybody here about the whole experience?
Just get in and have a go. Learn new things as we did. It was a great learning experience, and we're happy we did it.
Don't be afraid to try something new
Yep.
Or hard.
or hard.
Let's give the guys a big round of applause. Thanks, guys.
Mike's